Hello, my name is Roberto Marini, and in this video I will be disclosing to you why a global social credit system would be beneficial for us humans as we are a highly globalized society. For those unaware of what is currently happening across the pond, so to say, the Chinese Communist Party have rolled out a nationwide social credit system since about 2 years ago. This system's purpose is to promote positive moral and social behavior while dissuading their populace against negative behaviors, with the ultimate hope of reduced crime and reduced civil unrest. Now, truthfully, individual cities and regions have had similar systems in place since the middle of 2015, but those were, by extension, just trial runs for the national version that dropped in late 2020. The system works by giving a social credit score to everyone, where the Chinese government uses several systems to observe its citizens' behavior. If the government sees its citizens doing morally good or socially good things, the score will be increased, whereas poor behaviors will generally decrease the score. An increased score can lead to numerous benefits, from jobs and universities giving your application increased priority, to cheaper public transit and easier access to international flights. On the other hand, a decreased score can prevent you from entering jobs in the government sector, as well as lessening your chances of getting into universities. This ultimately prevents untrustworthy individuals from entering government positions. The methods behind this observation include new AIs to track spending habits, advanced micro-expression software designed to identify small changes in facial expressions to determine lies, and lastly, the largest stockpile of CCTV cameras in the world by far. According to Comparitech, one of the world's largest media outlets solely dedicated to technological study, by counting the number of CCTV cameras per 1,000 people, 16 out of 20 of the world's most surveyed cities are Chinese. And to add to that, China owns roughly 54% of the world's active CCTV cameras. That is more than 410 million units. To put that in perspective, that's roughly one camera for every 3 Chinese citizens. And bear in mind, that's the low estimate. According to Statista, an organization dedicated to gathering statistics from all over the world, they claim that China may have had upwards of 626 million CCTV cameras, and that number is from back in 2020. All of this put together means that China is undeniably capable of following through with this radical new project, and it appears to be working. According to the World Bank, since the introduction of the social credit systems on a region-wide basis in 2015, China has been experiencing a roughly 7% decrease in overall crimes per year, with roughly the same rate of decrease in both murders and homicides. And in late 2020, the crime rate has dropped even further. Once again, calling back to Statista, China had record lows in thefts, assaults, robberies, murders, and kidnappings across the entire nation. The reduction of overall crime throughout the nation is the primary aim of improving citizens' behavior, which, as previously stated, is exactly what this system of social credit attempts to do: reduce crime by improving citizen behavior. And it seems like the Chinese people are highly supportive of this transition, An anonymous study done by the Free University of Berlin claims that about 80% of Chinese citizens that participated in their study approved of the new system. And of those 80%, roughly 40% of those claimed the decrease in crime to be the reason behind their approval, with roughly only 19% stating that they didn't approve nor disapprove, with but 1% stating that they disapproved or strongly disapproved. On top of all of that, this social credit system also applies to businesses, allowing anyone in China to look up any company's social credit score. In doing so, it forces companies to act more responsibly, lest they lose social credit points and, by extension, lose the trust of and the business of Chinese customers and Chinese suppliers, causing pollution in populated areas, failing to pay taxes, or mistreatment of workers can ultimately lead to a reduced score, thus ensuring that companies have a selfish motivation for doing the right thing. With the incredible benefits of lowered overall crime, improved citizen behavior, and a new level of oversight for large corporations, a global social credit system would bring about much needed societal reform throughout the entire world. Now, there is the issue of China itself, which is a highly authoritarian state by design, roughly the same as North Korea. As such, there are fears that China is using it as a tool for mass surveillance and populist control. However, as many nations of the world are egalitarian in nature, one way or another, much like the US, the odds of a global social credit system being used in such a way are extremely low. As such, a global social credit system would provide us all the benefits of China's current system with few, if none, of the drawbacks. The only major drawback behind this would be the immense cost of supplying the entire world with the amount of CCTV cameras that China is using right now to monitor its own population in order to make sure the rest of the world is doing so as efficiently as China. In other words, a global social credit system, though costly to enforce, would be massively beneficial for society and politicians across the world. Thank you for your time.